and you're left to deal with your condition on your own. And it's just so interesting because in America, a care is so binary. You're in a care setting, you're with the doctor, you're at an X-ray, or you're not. And I think the vision that we have and many others do is to provide a connected care platform that will help to keep track of patients and get them care when they need it. Hi, everyone. I'm Chris O'Brien, CEO of AdhereTech. At AdhereTech, we've developed a connected care platform that helps keep people on therapy after they've been diagnosed with a serious condition. We do that through a series of smart devices, pill bottles, and other things that allow patients to stay connected to care, whatever their care setting, and improves health outcomes. If you think about that patient that's received a serious diagnosis, you hear the C word, cancer, from the doctor. The doctor probably spends another 5 or 10 minutes with you, hands you off to an oncology nurse. They hand you a big pile of paper, patient education materials, and a prescription for your meds. And then you go home, possibly dropping the paper in the parking lot, and you're left to deal with your condition on your own. And it's just so interesting because in America, a care is so binary. You're in a care setting, you're with the doctor, you're at an X-ray, or you're not. And I think the vision that we have and many others do is to provide a connected care platform that will help to keep track of patients and get them care when they need it. Specifically, we're working to keep people on their medications for a longer period of time, and especially to deal with serious side effects and affordability issues. And we all know that medication adherence is an enormous problem in America, both economically and it has a true human cost. There have been so many different companies and solutions that have tried to address medication adherence and compliance, most recently with digital health, apps, gamification, incentives, diaries, a lot of solutions deployed through smartphones, through other technologies, and they really haven't worked at scale. It's an incredibly hard problem. But a big part of the reason for that is that there's nothing in it for the patient, and they require enormous amounts of patient behavior change. And the last thing you want to do when you're dealing with a serious condition is learn how to use an app, figure out how to sync something to Bluetooth. And so AdhereTech's approach is very, very different. We provide a series of smart medication containers. I don't know if you can see this, but this is a pill bottle, and it's just a pill bottle. The way the programs work is our connected devices are connecting through a cellular connection to our back-end platform. And through that, we're monitoring the patient. And if the patient takes their meds on time, nothing else happens. If they miss their medication dose windows, however, the platform notices and something can happen. That could be an automated intervention, a text, an automated phone call. But if they continue to be non-adherent, something happens, like a message from the pharmacist. Your doctor's office will call. And we have integrations through the platform with a large number of care settings that allow us to deliver interventions that help people get back on therapy immediately after they start having side effects or get worried about affordability, et cetera. Today, we're deployed in a wide array of care settings. The largest market for us is specialty pharmaceutical brands. We're working with a number of companies in order to help keep their patients on therapy. We also work extensively with specialty pharmacies. It's how we recruit patients into many of our programs. And we're just getting started today in working with clinical trials. We have a quite large trial we're working on in Europe right now, actually, through a major CRO, and also getting started with payers. I want to give an example of a very specific pharmaceutical manufacturer we're working with. I won't use the name here, but this is an oncology therapy. It's a first-line oncology drug. And of course, oncology drugs, MS drugs, many other conditions we work in, many of these drugs have very severe side effects, especially early on in therapy, before the patients have learned to tolerate the meds. And so this particular drug, far more than 50% of the patients that are prescribed this drug who fill initially fall off therapy by the end of a 6-month period. And that has terrible consequences for the patients. It means their disease progresses. It has terrible consequences for the health system overall, because these patients then progress to stem cell transplants, to chemotherapy and other very expensive healthcare conditions. But it also has terrible consequences for the pharma company, because they've spent an enormous amount of money developing the medications, convincing physicians to write those meds, sometimes advertising to patients, and then they lose the patients very, very quickly. What you're seeing in this graph here, the gray line is the standard control group, like what the patient drop-off rate looks like. And the blue line is the group of patients in the AdhereTech program. And you'll see that at the end of 12 months, we have 36% more patients still on that first-line therapy. And at the end of 18 months, 50% more patients, which is a really, really stunning overall result. And you'll see on our website on the evidence tab, lots of published results similar to this showing the impact our programs can have. We have an amazing team that we've put together. I've been at the company for 2 years. I spent 6 years, 6 and change at AdhereTech, and Ziff Davis before this is general manager of the healthcare professional group. While I was there, Lindy Hirsch is our chief marketing officer, worked in my group as head of marketing. We've also brought over a number of salespeople from that team. We have Jeremy Gilbert is the head of our product and engineering team. He was head of product at Pear Therapeutics for most of their life, patients like me. Matthew, our GC, came out of Humana Medco. And Greg just recently joined us as Chief Revenue Officer and grew up at Activate and other companies. We are doing starting around soon, so if you are interested in talking with us further, please come get in touch. And the focus here is really continuing to grow the pharma opportunity. We have many hundreds of brands in the US alone that we can work with and are working with a very small number. We want to grow the clinical trial footprint that we have as many sponsors are adopting decentralized trial technology, and then finally go out and prove that the incredible increases in adherence that our patients are seeing actually does translate into savings on the total cost of care basis. Thank you. Well, the way the economics work for the pharma manufacturers today, I mean, if you think of a brand that costs $5,000 a month, we're generally seeing 1 to 2 additional prescription fills per patient per year, and we charge, so that's an extra, in that case, $5, $10, $15,000, per patient to that manufacturer. But we're also keeping so many patients on therapy that the net present value of those patients is very, very high. Now, obviously, that doesn't work if you're working with generics, say a heart failure med that you're prescribed. So the key thing here is to be able to go out and find some initial payer partnerships. We're talking now with a number of health systems that are at risk, and really excited to see to start generating some data that shows what happens with the total cost of care when we're able to affect the adherence curves in this way. Simplify, we charge basically on a per active patient per month basis. So whoever's sponsoring the program, the clinical trial sponsor, the manufacturer, the payer, only pays for patients that are still on therapy, which aligns the incentives across the board. We generally are recruiting patients today through specialty pharmacy relationships. We have partnerships with about 15 different specialty pharmacies. Some of them are enormous and names you've heard. Some are smaller, niche oncology or rare disease pharmacies. But we've worked with pharma hubs. We're in partnership with a number of IDNs to help recruit patients there as well.